So here's what's going at the end of that bridge. I think our Fairytale village deserves a Fairytale tower. But how on earth are we going to manage it? Well, let's find out. Ooh, this one's not going to be easy, y'all. Ooh. This is Liberty Prime with Base Footers, and welcome back to RuneScape Dragonwilds. And y'all, in a bit of hilarious timing, just as I was about to start recording this episode, a wonderful blessing of an update dropped. We now have actual castle build pieces made of actual stone, arches and everything. Woo! Ooh, I would have loved to build this tower with those new pieces. Ooh, so exciting. Oh, man. But I'd already planned out this tower with the normal tier 2 pieces, so that's what we're going to go with for now. But we are definitely taking a look at some of those new pieces at the end of the episode. Ooh, no ulterior motive there, I promise. And speaking of castles, well, I've been planning one of those for a while now, too. Woo! Y'all, please do subscribe if you want to see that one. But back to what we're tackling today, and probably for the next few episodes, our Fairytale tower. Mind you, in order to build it, I had to rebuild this entire Fairytale village in creative mode, because that tower is going to be a little bit too tall for normal mode. It just refuses to put those pieces that high up. And while I was rebuilding it, I confess I made a few small changes. I tweaked the exact location and elevation very slightly. I got a little bit carried away with the decorations and whatnot, but it is still basically the same village. And if you notice any new stuff that you can't quite figure out and you want to know how to build it, please let me know all about that in the comments, and I will do my best to help you with that. Oh, and by the way, there is still some stuff that I intentionally left unfinished, like the back of this house here. We are going to work on that together soon. But back to this tower. Today, we're going to start at the bottom, the base. Although weirdly enough, the base actually starts here, the doors. And those doors are going to start here at the end of the bridge. And of course, it would be raining for this, y'all. All right, let's get back into the Eye of Oculus. Okay. Well, and now before we actually start this off, we're going to do just a little bit of a adjustment here, because we need to take this floor. You can see how it's sort of overlapping itself here. We're going to take this and we're going to move it out so that it's not overlapping. Here we go. Let's get up here. And let's get a little bit higher so we can see what we're doing. All right, let's spin you around and put you right here. And now we've got sort of a medium width piece right here. But now we will finally put some doors down. And sadly, we can't use that castle door yet, or we're going to do that sometime soon. But this is going to go one width forward. And there it is, just about where it should be. And as you can see, there's a little bit of space there. That's because these walls that we're going to be using, or well, these pieces that we're going to be using as our walls up here are medium width thick. So they're going to sort of overlap that whole area, leaving the door in the middle of the piece. All right. Now our next step is actually going to be some of these decorative pieces that I seem to love so much. I wasn't really that addicted to them at first, but man, they are just so handy, such a perfect size, and it's nice to have that little decorative flourish. And we're leaving this blank up here because this is going to be covered over by more wall, or what we'll be treating as wall. And man, that rate is coming down like crazy. Alrighty, so that is our upper door. We're going to get ready for our lower door now. And in order to put that in place, let me make sure that this is snapping in the correct spot. Yeah, we're going to be putting this on top of the door because we need a little bit of extra space. So, we've got that acting as our spacer. We will now put in this beneath it and get it to snap in the right spot. All right, not too bad, not too bad. Now our next step is actually a piece that we're going to be destroying before too much longer. But if y'all are not working in creative mode, which I don't suggest for this kind of a tower because this tower is going to be too tall for normal mode, y'all. But anyway, we are going to be destroying this piece before too much longer. So keep that in mind when you're planning out your supplies. But this is just a little bit of a temporary piece right there. There will be something there before too much longer, but it's not going to be exactly that. And to make our whole life easier, we're going to be putting what is functionally a cheater block. Actually, you know what? I think for this, because we have all these lovely new castle pieces, let's start using those as cheater blocks so we can get a bit of a closer look at them. Alright, so there's our cheater block. And we are going to be using that to position our permanent floor pieces in the correct spot. The way that we're going to be doing that is yet more cheater pieces, so let's see if I can... Okay, yes, and I'm very glad to see that we have this size of piece in the castle blocks anyway. Alright, let me get a little bit closer so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, this is just, straight on. We're going to be moving it 2 notches so that it's very slightly rotated. And we're going to put that right about there. And these cheater blocks will be destroyed before too much longer. But y'all do take note of these... oh, come on. There we go. If you see... Well, let me try to get closer without destroying this. Okay, can you see that turquoise little pulsing spot? Excuse me, turquoise, but turquoise is way more fun to say. We want to make sure that that's actually on the proper spot within this block, which is this advanced snapping mode. This is the advanced snapping mode, and we need that to have this middle snap point. So those are positioned where they should be, but we're just going to let that lie for the moment. What we're going to be doing first of all is some more cheater pieces, because we're going to go to our next stage, which is to start to put the actual foundation in place. And this is all stuff that we're going to be destroying later on. And ooh, look at that nice little window there. That's going to be fun to play with. Okay, anyway, let's get on with this part. We are moving over here to this triangular foundation. And y'all, I'm trying to get better at using the camera and using like the space bar and the C key and all that to position it where I want it, but I'm just not in that habit yet. It is a newly developing habit. So, well, actually, this cheater block is rotated the wrong way for this. So let's go ahead and build a second cheater block. Put it right here so that it's straight on. And now we're going to put down this piece, which will be destroyed before too much longer. Oh, and I keep forgetting to use the space bar. And now I'm going to use the C key. Okay. Just wanting to make sure that those snap points are where they should be. Alright. And we're going to put down a few more pieces that we're going to be destroying before too much longer, because we're going to round out this foundation. And this is sort of like the foundation of the tower. We don't really need to put that back piece there because nobody's going to see that anyway because of this hill. But our next step is going to be to start moving things into the actual correct position. So even though this is also going to be destroyed, it's, it's more proper. It's in the spot where it's going to wind up. And man, I hope that it eventually stops raining here, y'all. Okay, that is in the position of our walls. And this is well, let me switch over to the castle pieces, because this is a cheater piece. We're going to put you right there. And we're going to do the same kind of little funky small cheater pieces that we did over here, down there. This will put our wall in the correct position. So we're going to spin that around, and it doesn't matter whether it's on top or on bottom because it's going to snap in the correct spot due to that being there. And now we're going to actually start putting in permanent pieces, which involves destroying this piece right here. Okay, so let's get right back over to our future walls. And I'm going to spin this around, even though I don't really need to. I'm sort of trying to keep a match on this floor. But, let's see, we might wind up having to switch over to basic snapping here in a few seconds if this is being recalcitrant. Which it might be. Well, okay, here's what we're actually going to do. We're going to just go with where it wants to snap and work from that. Oh, come on, do that thing that you just did. Hey. Let's keep on trying. Alright, there we go. That's what I was after. Alright, now that is a proper spot, and that is a piece that we're actually going to be keeping here, although it's going to be pretty hidden. Now what I'm going to do with this is I definitely need to be in advanced snapping for this, because I'm going to overlap these pieces. Now you can see those pulsing turquoise snap points. You can tell that they are overlapped properly because everything is lined up. And there we go. And now we can get rid of these cheater pieces here, which is going to take a little bit of extra work because they just don't want to go away. And if the lighting were better, you could see how well... Oh, well. Come on, get rid of the thing that I want you to get rid of. All right, thank you. Well, what I was trying to say is that if the lighting were better, we could see how well this stone matches what we've already got here, the fake stone. Well, we'll see about that when it's not quite so rainy, but you can sort of see over here. Let me get into the build menu so I can point. You can sort of see how those two things look together, and it is kind of nice to have both of these textures available. But, I just want to play with the castle pieces, and I'm going to keep on doing that. But anyway, let's get back to what we were working on here. And I'm going to leave this piece here for the moment. We're going to continue to cheat off of it for a little while longer, probably. Okay, what was I doing? All right, I was getting the proper piece here. And by the way, for some reason, the latest set of updates, they have made all these pieces grayed out, at least in creative mode. So not sure what that's about, but it's kind of annoying, but it's something that you can get used to without too much trouble. Anyway, okay, let's see. We are moving on with our wall, and I'm going to join this up, but then I'm going to rotate it 2 clicks. We're going to try to get these end pieces to snap together, which it looks like they're doing. So there we go. And now we're going to put this overlapped again. And we're going to keep on doing that all the way around. Or at least as far as we can get with that hill in the way. But, this is starting to round out the tower pretty nicely. We can see that through all the rain and all the everything else. Okay, let's keep on going. We're going to go with this as long as we need to get that hill, or before that hill starts taking over the whole situation. Let's see, let's keep on going, and I think maybe 1 or 2 more here. Okay. And there we go. And we're not going to need this last piece, partly because of the hill, but partly because of what we're going to be building soon. But anyway, let's get back over to this side, and as it happens, we're already rotated the correct amount from that other side. So let's keep on going until the hill takes over, which is just about to. Alright, the hill has officially taken over. And now this stuff in the middle, this is going to be covered up pretty soon. So we don't actually need to leave it there. If you are running low on supplies, feel free to just go ahead and destroy this. Let's actually go ahead and do that. It might make the load on my computer a little bit better or something. But that was just there to sort of make sure that we're doing the correct thing. Make sure that we're doing it correctly out here. And man, that rain is just... It lasted all day, well, almost all day so far. I sure hope it goes away after we sleep. But anyway, that is our first layer of our base. But what we're going to do next is, well, basically the same thing, just a little bit higher up. So we're going to leave a nice little cheater piece right here. And we're going to do the exact same thing a little bit further up. Now we might go ahead and destroy this pretty soon. We don't actually need that yet. What we're going to do is we're going to have a couple of rings here, sort of like a little bit of a spacer, so that we can have those decorative blocks, which is partly, for decorative purposes, but it's also partly to get everything at the correct height. Because this tower is so much, well, longer in front than it is in back, that we need to have something there so that it's not just, completely blank. But anyway, back to putting all of this wall in place. Y'all, this is definitely a multi-step kind of a tower. So be warned if you are taking this project on, it is not going to be as easy as it should be. Oh, come on. There we go. That's very nice. And I remember to use the spacebar that time. Woo! Yay for me. Okay, we are rotating this around. And we're going, pretty much how we did before. This will get to be a very simple, quick process once you get used to it. But it sometimes takes a little while to get used to it. Alright, I think that we can stop there, and now that I'm looking down there, well, okay, yeah, that is proper. I was trying to figure out if I needed one more block down here. Well, let me get to where I can point. One more block over here, but it looks like, no, we don't, because this block would have ended right about here, so that's just being covered up by dirt. Okay, anyway, didn't mean to do that. Let's get right back into the Eye of Oculus here, because I was stupid and I pressed B too many times. Where were we now? Okay, we were going around here. Now we've gone as far as we need to up here. We're really only concerned about what it looks like on the outside right now, because we are not to the point where we need to actually put in some flooring or anything like that. Let's see. And I might go ahead and, well, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. Might as well get rid of that cheater block. We can always put another one there if we need it. Let's just keep on going around with this. And I warned y'all also on this. It's very easy to get lost in the sauce while you are working on this. So, you know, don't feel bad at all if you just sort of lose track of what you're doing. But at the moment, what we're doing is what we've already been doing. So let's keep on going with that. Just a little bit further. Now I'm continuing to do this, well, okay, I'm continuing to lose my train of thought, actually. Let's get you over here. There we go. And I think this time, just to make it a little bit easier on myself, I'm going to do this. And we are going to keep on going with this pattern, even though this is going to be concealed, and you'll see, ooh, you'll see that it's nighttime. And now I actually did mean to get out of the Eye of Oculus. So let's go to bed. The world waits. All right, let's get right back to it now. With a little bit more daylight and a whole lot less rain. I am very glad to see that. I hope it lasts. Why is my cloak doing that funny thing? That looks just downright silly. And I've completely lost my train of thought with all of the other stuff going on. Okay, well, let's try to get our brain back going. Okay, well, let's see. What is the best next step here? We can go ahead and put these pieces into position eventually, if it'll stop clicking all over the place. Goodness. Alrighty. What I'm trying to do is get these to snap correctly like we did down here. And I think I might just have to sort of go with whatever actually happens here. We're going over to basic. And I'm fine with putting a piece out here if I need to. There is eventually going to be a piece out there. Oh, come on. Would you please just get in the proper spot? Just somehow, some way. Maybe we can get this other one going. I'm going to try Alt scroll. Nope, that's not doing anything. Yeah, the Alt scroll just does not work very well. The Control scroll does work beautifully, though. You can go up and down at very small increments with it, and I'm definitely enjoying that. Okay, let me see if I can get this snap properly, and I've completely lost track of why I was doing this now anyway. Well, let's just go up a step, which is what we needed to do anyway. Alright, boy, lost in the sauce, am I? Okay, let's do the cheater piece. Let's go with this little guy this time. Don't think we've used this guy yet. Don't know why I keep starting down here with the cheater pieces. It doesn't really have to be at any particular point on the wall. But we are now going up 2 steps rather than 1 step for our wall. We are getting close to being done with this stage. We just got to do a few things over there near the actual door, which hopefully we'll be able to get things to snap where they're supposed to pretty soon, because that is kind of a necessary step for that stuff we're going to be doing at the door. It's definitely possible, it's just being very annoying. Alright, a little bit more overlap, and a little bit more piece right here. There we go. Come on, overlap nicely. Or maybe I could, do that better. Alright, that worked a little better that time. And soon we will be, well, we are actually already past the floor level, so soon we will need to get that actually done correctly. if we can never get things to snap correctly. Let's go ahead and put some more wall in place before we worry about that step. And you will see, once we get around to it again, I'll point out how the floor will look with these slight change in positioning that I made for this wall. It's actually going to work out surprisingly well. And I am intentionally leaving just the one piece here, by the way. And you'll see why if I can ever get things to snap properly. Okay, speaking of snapping properly, let's do some of that. There we go. And we are almost there, and I'm almost about to have to try to get that other stuff to snap properly, so y'all pray for me. Okay, come on. Now you can snap properly too, just as a personal favor here. And I'm consistently remembering to do the space bar. I'm kind of forgetting to do the C part with the camera operation. All right, now that is good enough for that. So let's see if we can get this to... No, it's not going to snap properly. Actually, you know what? I'm going to temporarily get rid of this door here. That might make it a little bit easier to get things to snap where they should. Because we are just trying to get this down at the lower level, and if I can get it to snap anywhere near where I want it to, then we can just sort of work with it. Okay, that is one of the places where I needed you to snap, so yay. Now I need you to snap there, and we will now shift back over to advanced snapping. And yes, now you are proper and exactly where you're supposed to be. All right. Well, good for us. Okay. And now while we're here, let's see. Let me figure out what the best way to do this is. Actually, I think that the best way to do this, now that I'm looking at it, I should have left that piece there. Okay, well, let's get rid of one of these. Well, I can always put it back somehow. Let's see. Do I want you there? No, I don't. Oh, yeah, that's why I was being confused. This piece was just sort of a temporary thing. And now what I'm going to do is, well, actually I'm going to shift this around and put I'm just going to put a castle block instead so that I know for sure that this is not intended to be permanent. What I want to do is switch back over to basic and put back this cheater piece. We're going to use that cheater piece to build our actual floor here, which is built out of these little guys. This is going to start to look familiar in just a few more seconds. I do need to shift over to advanced snapping so that we can put this in the proper spot. Oh, and it's clicking onto too many different things here. Okay, I think that is proper. All right. Now we're just going to fill it back in this floor here. This is actually the permanent floor. This might be a little bit easier to do in basic anyway here, so we're going to do that. Wait, come on, there we go. Yes, I think. No, that's not right. Didn't spin it quite enough. Okay, let's get you right about there. And right about there. And one more. Yeah, and I keep forgetting to use C. Oh well, I'm remembering to use spacebar, at least. But now you can sort of see how that floor is going to actually line up, even though it's not... Well, let me get the point in here. It's not... The flooring is sort of... It's weird. I'm not word good. This is lining up and you're seeing the flooring as you should. In other words, there's no gaping holes there or anything like that. That's because of the nature of these floor pieces. I'll get back over here. You can see that there's kind of this wooden lift, or wooden lip outside of the pieces. And that's what we're seeing here. If this were snapping completely, then you would only see a tiny little line there. But you're still seeing wood, so it doesn't really matter whether or not you're seeing it kind of as intended. Ooh, I'm just trying to get a better angle at it, but there's no real shadow-free angle here, is there? But, yeah, that's hopefully close enough that you can see what I'm talking about. I'll maybe point and describe later on as we get a little bit further on and in some better weather or something like that. But anyway, let's keep on moving. There's only really two more steps here that we need to do. But one of those steps is going to be just to redestroy that cheater block that we put over here. And actually, we can possibly... go ahead and destroy both of these cheater blocks. Alright. And now we just need to replace this floor right here, and then we're going to do just a little bit more along those lines. Oh, maybe I should, think better. Okay, we're in basic, so I need to get right back over to advanced, and I can snap there. And maybe now I can actually get a better shot at explaining what I was talking about with the wood overlapping. Because you can sort of see right here between these two shadows that there is wood here, wood here, wood here, and even though there's kind of a gap between the actual sides of the wall piece, it doesn't really matter for flooring purposes. Alrighty. Oh, and I'm still getting bad, or I'm still being bad about how I do all of this navigation. But now we are going to start putting in something that we're going to be using to flank the door, and let's see if we can get you to snap where I want you to. What I want this to do is snap with this lower left point on the upper right point of that cheater block down there, and it is just not ready to cooperate, but I think I'm going to do that thing where I'll take what I can get. Oh, come on. There, I think we go. Yes, I think we did that. Alright, now let's try again. Let's see, now how do I get over to this side without driving myself insane? It might not be very easy. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to just cheater block our way over there so that I don't have to think too hard about how I want to do this. Okay, we're going to cheater block just a little bit off of... let's see, off of... what do I need to cheater block off of? I think we're just cheater blocking off of this little guy here, aren't we? Well, let's find out. I'll just, gripe if I'm wrong, but I think I'm right. Okay, how many things do I have to yell about here? Let's see if we can get this to do right by me. Oh, come on. Get you over there. We're gonna have to position it wrong before we can get it positioned correctly. Let's see, now, where are we snapping? Did I pick the right thing to... I don't know if I picked the right thing to... Okay. I'm checking to... Let's see. I think that... Yeah. Okay. Sorry, y'all. My brain has still not really gotten over that whole sick thing. I'm still pretty sick, and I am not braining at my normal capacity. So let's keep on trying with this. I saw it just be there for a second. Let's switch over to... Actually, let's reposition this cheater block because it's going to be a little bit annoying in a few seconds. Let's see about getting you nice and diagonal. And what is annoying is that if you put the cheater block, straight on like that, then you cannot destroy that cheater block without destroying this piece of wall that you actually want to keep. So we don't want to do that. Let's get over here and keep trying. See if we can get this piece where we want it. And I'm rotating it just so that it matches up to what we want. Okay, if I can get you over, stay there. Stay where I just got you. Oh, okay, I'm going to switch over to basic and maybe that'll help. Oh, okay. That is actually just where I want you. No, actually, it's not. What I want you to do is go right back here, but we can make that work pretty well. There we go. Now, we're going to destroy all this cheater stuff that we don't actually need anymore. But we can try. Let's just get rid of you. You are excess to requirements. And hopefully I'm just destroying the things that I want to destroy. Alright. Let's go ahead and destroy some of these cheater blocks too. And with that little bit of destruction, I think we have gone as far as we need to today. We've managed to get the beginning of this wall going, and, while I'm talking about it, I'm just going to go ahead and put in some of those decorative pieces that I love so much. This is going to be, an important part later on, and now that I'm looking at it, I needed to put one more down there. Oh, goodness. Alright, well, let's do that. It's not going to be fun, but we can do it. And actually, before I do it, I'm gonna make it a little bit easier on myself for once I'm getting back to it. Let's see. I'm gonna use our lovely castle cheater blocks. I'm going to put this, well, right about here. It doesn't really matter what rotation it's at, because it's only the top and bottom that matter. So I'm going to be snapping off of that bottom point right there-ish, right where my mouse is. And here we go. Got to destroy that. And we're going to be putting a block identical to that right down here. Don't think we need to worry about making the lowest one, but we do need to worry about making this higher one. Actually, I'm going to rotate it this a ways because I don't want these things to bleed through and look funky. Okay, this is not going to be fun. This is really not going to be fun. Come on, do the thing. Okay, I'm going to try putting this here. I don't know if it's going to work as well as it sometimes does. Oh, okay, yes, it did. All right, and now we can replace this piece. That went so smoothly. I don't know what to do with myself here. I'm trying to decide if I do need it. Oh, I do need. I need to put one piece even lower. Oh, goodness. Well, you're no fun. Okay, so we're going to just destroy these. And y'all, I did warn you that this was a pretty complicated build, and just being all complicated, I am not shocked. So let's go down one piece further with this. I hope that I can actually put this bottommost piece in. Oh, it's not going to be easy. But actually, now that I know the control trick, I'm going to do exactly that. Okay, I'm going to need cheater pieces for this. Okay, now that we've got this position where we want it, I'm going to press Control and then mouse down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That should now be in the proper spot. I think it is. It looks like it is. So, alright. Now I can go ahead and destroy this one. And we're going to put this into place, and we just did this a few seconds ago, so let's see if we can do exactly that again. Oh, come on. Well, actually, that's right where I wanted, isn't it? Oh, how strange. And now let's put you up here, up top. Come on, behave. Things keep behaving at me. Well, they were until I said something about it. Oh, come on, just a little bit. Just snap where I want you to. Let's try advanced snapping. That might work. Might not. Okay. Well, come on, do it just before nighttime. How hard could it be? Pretty hard, apparently. Come on, just a little bit more. Behave. There we go. Well, at least that's one step in the right direction. Okay. Now we're going to switch back over to basic, and maybe this will... Yes, finally. All right. Now I'm going to remove this cheater piece. And then we're going to go to bed, and we're going to play around just a little bit more with some of these castle pieces. Sorry, it's morning. You have to get up. Oh, well, I'm actually pretty excited to get up, so I can see how much progress we've made here. Well, that's looking like it's supposed to. So yay for that. And my cape is still all weird. Alrighty, so this is where we have gotten so far with this tower. We've got a whole lot more to do, and I might as well start plonking down these decorative pieces like I was trying to before. And make sure that that's proper. Because we're going to make sure that this is all decorated properly. And while I'm here, I'm going to go ahead and destroy this cheater piece. But we've gotten a whole lot of progress done here so far. And we don't have to do all of these decorative pieces right at this... Oh no. You're going to make me destroy this thing, aren't you? Yes, you actually did the right thing. Wow, that is weird. Wild and wonderful stuff. But anyway, we're going to keep on going with these decorative pieces, and I thought that I had more to say about this wall base, but the main point is that we are making a whole lot of progress towards the beginning of our tower. This was actually the most complicated part of it. That doesn't look correct. got off on the wrong foot here somehow. Yeah, that's where I got off. This is actually destroying the correct thing. That's just so weird to me. That maybe there was some update fix kind of a thing, because normally when I try to do this, it goes all sorts of horrible. Alright, well, let's just fill this in and see if I actually have anything to say here. And why is that so different? Oh, okay. Well, I'm just loving this part where I can actually destroy what I want to instead of accidentally destroying the retaining wall, or whatever you want to call it. Okay. Now that is proper. I guess I'm just going to go ahead and do this part before I get my brain going back. Here's hoping I can get my brain going back. Alright, just a little bit more. We are getting close to done with this stage. We are just going around exactly as we did with our wall. We are rotating it twice. And I think that that might be just about all we need for that. But there's going to be more of that later on. At the moment, we are good to go with this stuff. Oh, let's put our door back. I'd forgotten the part where I destroyed that. But we can restore it now, and we can also start to see how that... Oh, come on, let's just get back over to basic. If we can get it correct here. There we go. Whee! I will use the spacebar instead. Alright, well, you can sort of see now how these pillars that we built on either side, how they're going to flank the door, because these pillars are going to go right on up to the second door as well. And that's going to sort of strengthen the whole impression of the door, but I started doing that because it made the proportions of the tower look a little bit better. But anyway, let's take a break on this, and we will finish that whole thing off before too much longer. But for now, let's go up somewhere else and start playing around with some castle pieces. Let's go over here this time, because there's some nice sunlight. Let's go a little bit faster. Alright, let's see what we can build with all of these wonderful new pieces. Or at least, you know, see if we can take a quick look at any of the things that we actually haven't played around with yet. Let's see what this guy looks like. Actually, let's just put down a little bit of foundation real quick here, so we can build off of it. We've got plenty of experience at building off of things. Okay, hi, walls, thank you. Alrighty, let's take a look at this. And I want to see those archways, and I'm kind of curious about what these bottom ones are supposed to be used for. Maybe I can do something interesting with them. Have a nice big oval window. Let's see if I do it this ways. See if I can get you down here. Yeah, we're gonna have a weird little large oval window popping off over here. But y'all, we're gonna have a whole lot of fun when we start building our castle. That is coming before too much longer. Let's see what you look like. And why did I do this with just normal build mode instead of Eye of Oculus? The normal build mode is really not that great. Okay, well, we've got us a big old round window, and we can do all sorts of stuff with that now that I'm looking at it. That could be kind of interesting. And I can do some overlapping, too, if I wanted to. Well, I think these are all thoughts for later on, but I'm going to keep them in mind for when I'm designing our castle to be. I'm thinking that our castle might go up here, somewhere on the hill. Just, you know, loom over the whole village. Although I'm hopeful that it will look a little bit more like a palace overlooking the whole village. It's just going to completely dwarf this house that we will eventually actually finish. But anyway, y'all, thank you for joining me on this perilous and occasionally ridiculous mission. Please do leave a like if you've enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see our next steps. Oh, and please comment if you've got any questions or suggestions or anything like that about stuff that you might want to see me tackle next time. Well, maybe not next time, but, you know, sometime. Oh, and thank you to all of my subscribers. It is great to have you along with me on this. I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.